welcome to Tavi's podcast. This is your girl Tavi. I am she, and she is me. And this is the first episode. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm just taking a leap of faith and hoping that this information can help someone because I feel like it's needed. It's important. A little bit about me is that I am Black African American or Black American and Mexican Hispanic. So my mom, she's Mexican and mixed with a few other things, and my dad is just Black. I feel like that information is important to know because a lot of the content that I'm going to be providing is for everyone. I feel like it's beneficial for everyone, but here in America, Black and Mexicans have experienced a lot, and just traditionally we have things that are instilled in us that are based on resilience but aren't necessarily the healthiest things for us. Some of my content will also be geared towards just documenting me as a whole, trying to be balanced within the 7 dimensions of wellness. So the 7 dimensions of wellness can be classified in many ways. Kind of just depends on who you ask, and it'll kind of fluctuate with me as well. It kind of just depends on my mood, my experience, and what I feel like is imbalanced in my life. But typically, for the standard portion, it consists of the social dimension, the emotional dimension, the spiritual dimension, environmental, occupational, intellectual, physical, and financial. I think I just named 8, but you kind of get the gist of it. And it's basically saying that when one is off balance, the other may possibly be thrown off. So for example, if your occupation is a job that you don't like, you kind of just picked up a job because you moved to a new city. So you're dealing with environmental stressors. Your physical body is taking a toll on the different things that are within that environment. It could be that you move to a place that is a little bit more polluted, or it could be that you move to a place that's less polluted. And that environmental factor can cause you to get a new occupation, and that occupation can cause emotional imbalance. So it's just a journey on trying to make myself more well-rounded and trying to just live life and get through those things as a Black and brown person. I really believe that all of these dimensions are not a one-size-fits-all. So things that may be beneficial to me may not be beneficial to you, and vice versa. And I think it's just important to know yourself and explore those things. And once you do that, you can kind of decipher and discern what is right for you. I think spirituality plays a big portion in all of these things. So I did attend Texas Women's University, and a lot of my classes, they talked about this, and it was very new to me. And I thought it was amazing at the time, and it didn't occur until, it played a part in my life, but it started playing the biggest part in my life probably sometime last year, and just checking in with myself and seeing. Something else that is important to know about me is that I am a survivor of many things, including a house fire about 5 years ago. I went through a lot with all of these dimensions, and I'm also a survivor of floods and natural disasters. For some reason, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest warriors, and that's just how I look at it. Some people may look at it in a negative light, but that's definitely not how I look at it. The professor basically told me that spirituality, she was Christian. I'm also a Christian. I have a great relationship with God. I am not perfect. Sometimes you might hear me cuss. Sometimes you might also see me eating something that I shouldn't be eating. But I think everything is about moderation. And I also have a science background. I'm trying to increase my science knowledge, but just with that science background and that food, just knowing that, wow, this food tastes amazing, that's your flesh talking, and the science is saying, wow, this is what this food is doing to your body. Back to the route I was taking, I was basically saying that the professor stated that she asked us, which one do you think is on top? A lot of people in the class were spiritual and had a relationship with God, and they said spirituality should be first. And she asked how so. And my answer at the time was, that's basically what I was taught. It was God, and then your family, and then everything else. But she made a valid point, and this is something that I kind of stuck with. She said that if God is first priority, then spirituality and God would be in each one of these dimensions, which was it was a very valid point to me, and it have really opened my eyes, and it's something that just stayed stuck with me still. So I'm greatly appreciative of that professor. Shout out to her and my previous undergrad school. Learning, unlearning, and making adjustments is a big part in all of this. Like, at the time, that's what I was taught. But I was also taught a lot of other things that don't necessarily align with my life right now, like including God in every single thing that I do, instead of just saying God is number one, which of course he knows he's number one, but including him in everything is definitely key to just helping me stay sane and helping me to, make do with what I have. So I might not be in the greatest place financially, but if I'm balancing my financial dimension, it can go for a lot of things. Like for me specifically, it can be, finding a budget that fits me best, decreasing my expenses. And if I can't decrease all of my expenses, decreasing some expenses that I have current control over until I have control over the other ones. So I just think life is really amazing, and life is what you make it. So stay tuned for more podcasts. I'll be having some friends and families and other individuals on the show. Black and brown people for sure, but people that I find to have great character. Not just anyone who is black and brown in the fitness or health industry. I think it's important to just look at character. Character is everything to me. So yeah, just like and subscribe and follow my stuff. I'm on all forms of social media, including YouTube. This is my first podcast, and just stay tuned. I know this one is a little rough, but it's only getting better from here. It's for sure only getting better from here. I can definitely say that.